How much of the tactics and strategies of the movements that you have led in the past can be used today in the challenges that we've faced? And I'll start with you, Sarah.
I think all of them, honestly. They never get old. They're very effective. We have new tools that we can add to the toolkit, social media for gathering and organizing. But I think that it's pressure on all levels. There's the grassroots pressure, we call it the grass tops pressure, and that's a lot of what you were talking about, like this intersectionality of movements working together. And I think over the past, 5 to 7 years, one of the great things that has come out is that we really do, as larger organizations and movements, work together with the women's movement, with the labor rights movement, across the board, with the racial justice movement, because it's all intersected. We're workers, we're Black, we're women, so and we've come to realize that, I think, over the past 7 or 8 years, really, truly, because we've had to. We didn't have a choice when we were all under attack, and we still continue to be under attack, but we're more organized now. And I think, to answer your question bluntly, all of those tactics that we've used in the past continue to be, our tactic at GLAAD is about being a culture change agent, right? So we go where culture is made to make sure that LGBTQ folks are included in what's ever going on, so that we can make changes for the community and make it ultimately just safer for us to exist and live a life that we love.
And Ms. Huerta, what, in terms of labor movements,
well,
are the tactics of, you were saying Amazon, Starbucks, they're all these younger workers now trying to find their voice in the labor movement. What strategies would you encourage them to utilize?
Well, I think at this point that we are at in our society and in our world, I think that we have to really think of organizing as something that is absolutely crucial if we're going to save our democracy. Mm-hmm. This is where we're at right now in the world. Mm-hmm. And in the United States, if we do not save our democracy here, that's going to impact everywhere. Mm-hmm. Because we are, of course, the richest, most powerful nation in the world, and our impact is international, you might say. So with the Dolores Huerta Foundation, as we did with United Farm Workers, and before that with a group called the Community Service Organization, we organized at the grassroots level, family by family, living room by living room, until people can understand that they have power and that they can make the changes in their community. And people don't know that. Most people think, oh, let the politicians handle it. Let the labor leaders handle it. Okay, let the leaders. No, everybody has to understand that all of us have a responsibility, that we reach out to our neighbors, that we reach out to our friends, and that we talk to them about these issues. We talk to them about the issues that we've been discussing here. They use these cultural wars of the gay movement, the women's movement. They use the women's right to abortion, which is something that is in the news right now. And I like to quote a Mexican president, Benito Juarez, who became the president of Mexico after they got the independence from Spain. This is what he said. I'm going to say this in Spanish. El respeto al derecho ajeno es la paz. Respecting other people's rights is peace, okay? So I happen to have 11 children. My daughter Juanita has a dog named Bruno. And so I respect my daughter's choice. My daughter's a lesbian. That's her choice, not to have children. And so this is what we have to say to everybody. You will have to respect other people's rights. Mm-hmm. And the same thing, if you want to marry somebody of your own sex, or live with, or love, that is your human right. But we have to say this to everybody, because probably all of us know people that are confused on these issues, no? And the haters, they use these issues to divide people, but we're not going to let them do that. So we have to organize, and all of us have to become messengers of justice, messengers of peace, that people need to have the right to have a living wage and a pension, and eventually fight for universal health care, which we don't have. which they have in Scandinavia, universal education, universal daycare, which we should be having, like they have in Scandinavia, in other parts. These are things that we need to fight for, and we need to fight for our democracy right now. If not, we're going to lose. So we have to organize, organize, organize. There was a labor leader named Joe Hill who was executed. And before he died, he said this: don't mourn, organize, okay? So all of us have got to become organizers and take what we learned here today, take it and share it. Take it to other people, even if they don't ask for it, okay?